On 5th June this year, Uganda will be joining the international community to celebrate World Environment Day. According to experts from the Ministry of Water and Environment, the rate at which the environment is being degraded is very alarming, which calls for joint efforts in averting the vices.
The Environment Day, of course, is celebrated annually 5th June. This year, the focus is going to be on plastic pollution. Plastics are a big menace, and our theme is we want to beat the plastic pollution. We want to address the plastic pollution. So, plastics everywhere. Plastic come in different forms, the normal hoovers, the bottles, and all of that. So, the Environment Day is a day where we want to raise awareness about the importance of collective action. That is not just government, it's everybody. That we need to address environment challenges holistically, and we want to call upon every individual to come forward and play his or her role. So this year, we are saying, let's focus on plastics. Can we raise awareness so that people understand that plastic is the problem? People have been arguing, again not yet confirmed, it's scientific, that many of the cancer cases that are coming up in the country as a result of plastic pollution. Maybe, could be. Now, if we want to continue, or we need to address this problem so that those who are not yet having those cases can be protected. So this year, the theme is on plastic pollution. Every year we have a theme, but doesn't mean that the other environmental challenges are not important. No, they are important, but we focus this year plastics, and all our messages are going to be looking at plastics. What is causing the problem, what can be done, and what is being done that we need to add more effort on.
Currently, what is being done?
Quite a number of things are being done, but we need to bring them to scale. Right now, we have plastic the recycling going on. Right now, we have, within Kampala, for example, we created a partnership. We have government, ministry, NEMA, and others working with industries, and we are trying to address the plastic problem. Where we get the people, the individuals, collect the plastics, and then we are turning these plastics into products. So again, a lot of things are being done in good. For example, we have a company, an organization, actually a small company that is turning plastics into products. So a lot is being done. People can also even be engaged. They use to collect these plastics and then they are recycled. So one focus on plastic recycling and also utilizing these plastics for actually productive purposes, turning waste into wealth. Yeah, and again through that, then the plastics challenge will be addressed. But of course, we're also talking about the Kavera, ban of Kavera, which again NEMA is moving forward on in that regard to really limit the type of plastics that are being produced, but you can get those that are easier to manage. Okay. Yeah, so a lot needs to be done. Some work is being done, and we need to continue with that effort. One of the things which probably also we need to know is that Kavera, actually in many countries, Kavera has been banned completely. That we don't want that, because it's like I have a problem, but this one causes lesser problem than the other ones. And I think in Uganda we have gone that way just because there are industries that have been set up, and all of a sudden you can't come and change. But in many countries around, in East Africa, there's been a total ban. And I think Uganda is moving in that direction. Now there is no good Kavera. It will be bad, but we are now looking at those that can be managed now as we try to phase out. Ideally, we would want, like, if you go to the supermarket, you don't use Kavera. You can use baskets, you can use the paper bags that we have been having. So it is bad. Sorry that you are saying, and again, as we're talking about maybe how do we cancel titles, say Namavi. Yes. One can say, well, you have cancelled this, but why have you not cancelled Namavi? Say, ideally, we would have cancelled, but what is the impact? So similarly for Kavera in the same situation. But the ideal situation, and I think which Uganda is moving into, and which the other countries within East Africa region are moving for, is this total ban. So that you address that problem. Because for you, if somebody say, we allow this 3 micron, what does it mean to you? To another, even for scientists, you have machine and what? So the whole issue is get it out, and we know. Then I know I have either the cavera is not there, rather than subjecting it to decision. Is it the recommended one? Is it not? But it's a gradual process. To me, I think it's the commitment we have as a country. Now, at the end of the day, if I decide that we are going to get the industries that are producing cavera to phase out into other things, and we give them, say, we're giving you a grace period of 5 years, 10 years, and you phase out. You phase out. But the issue is, are we committed as Ugandans to do it? And I think that's what we need. That's what we, otherwise, if other countries have done it, why can't we do it as Uganda? Again, to get alternatives, because you know sometimes somebody believes that without cavera I cannot really even carry anything from a supermarket. But you can get a box and put there your things. So to me, it's, I think, the mindset that we have, because we are using to it and we find it easier. So I think we'll reach there. With the commitment of us Ugandans, I think we'll reach there. Or else, we die. Well, Uganda is full of many environmental challenges, and I think that's what we need to worry about as a country. The issue of, for example, solid waste. Again, NEMA already has started with the police to get people, especially in the vehicles, whether they have the dust bins and all that, the rubbish bins. Ideally, Ugandans, we are not conscious of the fact that the waste we generate, whether at home or even wherever we are, even at work, is causing a problem. So issue of solid waste. Right now, for example, in Kampala Capital City Authority is really struggling with the challenge of solid waste. The amount of money they are spending to collect and dispose of solid waste would be this money that would be helping us to work on the potholes. Yes. And again, when we complain that, Kampala is full of potholes, but are we helping the situation ourselves? That the money which should be working on the potholes is going, because if you don't work on the rubbish, then smell is there and people will start complaining. So solid waste is one of them. Pollution. Pollution from industries, pollution from septic tanks, pollution from pit latrines is also a challenge. We are having also a challenge with industries discharging wastewater that is not treated. We have measures, of course, to deal with them, but some of them do it at night when nobody is watching. Deforestation, cutting off trees is at its highest everywhere you pass. Even the central forest reserves are being cut. Wetlands, of course, we have been talking about it. Poor agricultural practices. That people are digging up to the river, up to the lake, and then you find that the river is full of soil and the water cannot flow. And then the river is supposed and the lake is supposed to be storing water, now it's storing soil. Then the land is not productive because the fertile soil has been washed into the lake. So, again, of course, flooding comes as a result, drought comes, and of course landslides. So all of these, some are causes, others are results, but it's really, really big problem. And again, that's why if we talk about progress as a country, then we move forward, and then these environmental challenges come and destroy the many things we have done. If you see how roads are being destroyed, all of these people have died. The roads, you had the road between Kabara and Kisoro. Now, that money which is going there to work on that road should have worked on another road. So we are keeping repairing, and we are not progressing. And of course, in addition also to people being displaced, people being killed, property, and all of that. So environmental challenges are many, and we are saying they need to be addressed in a holistic manner. High population growth is one of our challenges, and population which is poor. If you grow and you are rich, you will survive. So a growing population that is poor, that wants to survive at all costs, then somebody will say, I will cut a tree if you want to shoot me today. After all, I was going to die today. So some people are desperate. They reach and say, I will die. They can as well die. So our population growth, I think, is one of the highest in the world. And of course, it's causing big challenges that People are poor and they are trying to survive. And we have recognized that. We have recognized that people are going to wetlands because they have no other option. The productive areas have all been degraded. Somebody will plant a garden where he used to get a full basket, he now gets a quarter basket. You can't go back, you will follow the fertile soil. Population growth, poverty, of course, is one of also the causes. Of course, unsustainable agricultural practices we need to improve. Again, people are going on the heat and they are digging completely. And when the water comes, the washes away. But we can have sustainable agricultural practices. Maybe terraces and harvesting water on the land, soil and water conservation. So again, of course, climate change has come. It has made the situation which is bad already worse. So too much water, too little water, too dirty water, all of these. But of course also the unsustainable really environmental development that is not considering development that is not environmentally friendly. You find that industries are set up and for them the interest is to make money. They don't care whether you pollute the water. It's not me. You send it to another person. Yeah. So quite a number of things, but it revolves around the population and the poverty and all of that. So we have, for example, recognized that you are not going to get poor people to protect the wetland, to protect the water. So right now, in all our programs, we are having a livelihood improvement component that tells someone to get out of the wetland, but give him an alternative. Otherwise, if you tell him to get out and you have not given an alternative, someone will say, I will not get out if you want to kill me. Because again, it's desperate.
Yes.
So again, of course, we are all Ugandans. So we have now, for example, say, let's get people to appreciate that the wetland is important, a forest is important, a water body is important. But let them know that if we don't protect it, it will not be there when we need it. But then we can protect it, and it gives us benefits beyond what we have been getting, and it is making a difference. In a number of areas right now, we are getting people getting out and doing activities around wetlands, and they are the ones who are policing the activities there because they are seeing the wetland as a source of wealth. They are seeing a water body, a forest. But again, a lot still needs to be done to get as many Ugandans as possible to appreciate and contribute. Out of 100,
Yes.
I can rate it about 70%. It's bad. And I think we see. And even if you went to the village and asked the ordinary Ugandan, I'm sure he will tell you, it's bad. And really that's why we are saying that. What do we do? Even the president has been talking about it. The president actually directed the cabinet to develop a 10-year environmental restoration plan. The third deputy prime minister, Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, was tasked to lead the committee. We worked on it, and the cabinet discussed it. And now the 10-year environmental restoration plan is in place. And I think probably during the World Environment Day, the president might actually talk about that because he said he wants to address Ugandans about that. But everywhere he talks, really, these days he doesn't stop without talking about the environment protection. He has really come out to express that. That tells you that it's a problem. But the good thing is that it's appreciated at the highest level. And I think as Ugandans, we need to know that it's a problem. So it's bad. It's bad again. Our population is growing. So it's getting out of hand. But the action that I think government has put in place maybe will help, but we need to improve, we need to bring them to scale. My message to the public is that we are sitting on a time bomb. A time bomb in the sense that we are destroying the very base on which our development is hinged. Our development is based on water. If there is no water, again, talk about water for hydropower generation. If there is no water, we don't get power. If there is no water, we don't get water for drinking. You can imagine how important water is. We bathe, we wash, we brush, we eat food cooked by water. When water is not available, that's when you know how important it is. But water is part of the broader environment. If we need water for irrigation, are we going to irrigate when there's no water? And what are we going to do? Industries. Industries, for example, look at the beer industry. 96% of beer is water. And imagine a party where there's no beer and soda, because people say that there's no water to produce the beer. I'm sure people can go on a strike and say this party. So again, water can actually be an opportunity, but can be a problem, can be a source of conflict. So water is part of the environment. Protect the environment, you are protecting water. Protecting water, you are protecting the environment.
In his remarks during the National Resistance Movement NRM Manifesto Implementation Week, the Minister of Water and Environment, Sam Cheptoris, also emphasized the need for the population to wholesomely protect our natural resources to prevent environmental degradation and climate change.
We have a problem with the enforcement of our environmental laws. We have a big problem. This one is clear. We have made it very clear to everybody what our challenges are. For instance, when it comes to forestry, we have 506 central forest reserves. 506. And these forest reserves should be protected. But we have how many environmental police? 200 and what? 206 environmental police personnel who are supposed to man 506 central reserves dotted across the country. And some of these forest reserves are very big, very, very big. They are huge. Wetlands. We have wetlands all over Uganda. And these 206 police, environment police, are supposed to police all these wetlands in the country. We have made it very clear, we have come up with the recommendations. We should have our own police force, our own protection force, and I think we are on course now to have one, just like UWAD does. UWAD's protection is better than our protection of the forests, because for them they have their own, they are fully well trained, and of course you know our police people. What don't we know about our policemen? What don't we know? What don't we know? The corruption. Yeah? And it is true. We have had cases where some of these people who are supposed to protect our forests are the ones getting involved in depleting the forests. NFA is here. I'm only giving the surface, but you need to answer to the people of Uganda what steps you have taken to rid this country of some of these people who are supposed to protect our forests, but instead turn into hyenas. This flooding which is happening in the country, we must accept the fact that climate change has come to stay. We must accept that fact that these rains you are now seeing, this is just the beginning of the problem. As the world becomes warmer, as temperatures become, you know, what is happening is that the world is trying to reduce, to ensure that we remain at 1.5 degrees centigrade temperature, so that we don't rise beyond that, because it will be catastrophic. But what we have done, it is not only us, but the whole world. We have encroached on our wetlands, which absorb some of these greenhouse gases. We have encroached on them. We have cut down our forests. What I want the people of Uganda to understand is that some of the things we do, when we say, please leave the wetlands alone, it is not for its own sake, but it is for the good, for your own good. Because wetlands have a very big role to play. I'm not an expert. There's a man in Nema here who will give us the role wetlands play. In ensuring that, for instance, during drought, we still have some water. And he knows. So, the responsibility of ensuring that we protect our environment should be the responsibility of each and one of us. It is not the Ministry of Water and Environment alone. Each and every Ugandan should ensure that the environment is protected. Now, when it comes to Katonga, that one we know is as a result of climate change. But we are also, as a ministry, trying to establish whether there are other causes. Was it only rain? Could it have been a result of some degradation of some wetlands? Could it have been a blockage of some sort? My ministry has gone to investigate, and I think they will come up with the answers.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
There were societies, there were people that lived in what we now know as Uganda.
The clan became states.
We were united and given boundaries, but ideologically, nobody knew who was who.
It's been said that you'd like to put an end to the Kabaka-ship. Is that so?
I get to go to Parliament building And I find it's surrounded by soldiers. We had the announcement the government had been overthrown.
Amin comes in, he has no idea at all. So that's why we said, no. For Amin, you fight.
And then you would hear echoes from the whole rally.
I heard somebody called Yoweri Museveni was training people in Acholi land, a place called Awere.
And so I thought, what is that?
This week on UBC.
They would ask me, Mbu, who is your